all my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Somuayina, and I'm so excited to introduce you into the fam and to be getting into this pick a card psychic tarot reading, which is all about how they truly feel about you. So if you're wondering how a person or a situationship in your life truly feels about you, and I mean down to the nitty-gritty little details, then this is the perfect psychic reading for you. And you guys, little disclaimer, make yourself at home and comfortable because each one of these 4 groups is going to be super detailed and in-depth, so you can get as much information and value out of this tarot reading as possible. So I will introduce you to these 4 groups in just a moment's time, but before I do so, I'd like to announce the launch of this new Attract Abundance affirmation card set. This is a 33 card deck, and you guys, I am beyond proud because this is the first time in which I, as well as BoLife, are publicizing a deck by someone other than myself. And these Attract Abundance affirmation cards are by the beautiful Jasmine Monkey. You can find all the information below, as well as the link to this card deck. It ships worldwide, and don't say I didn't tell you so, because I have a strong feeling that this Attract Abundance deck is going to sell out in no time. There is only limited availability on BoLife. Alright you guys, with that being said, let's get into the 4 groups that I've got prepared for you today. Group number 1 corresponds to the gold foil tarot deck, as well as this beautiful black and sort of dark blue crystal pyramid, crystal kind of glass form. So this is what it looks like up close. I want you to get a good look of each one of these groups so you can select the perfect one for you. And I always say just go with whichever group that you feel naturally drawn towards. Don't overthink it. So that's what we've got here for group number 1. I love the dark blue and the black and gold. I think it looks very luxurious, it looks dark and mysterious and very beautiful. So moving on to the second group, this group corresponds to the Ephemere tarot deck, as well as this beautiful kind of, I would say, like ocean blue, kind of tiger's eye vibe of a crystal, tiger's eye vibe of a little crystal pyramid. We also have some gold details in here too, and this is just overall reminds me in a way of turquoise, of the ocean. I love the energy of this pyramid here within group number 2. Next up, group 3 corresponds to the Wandering Star tarot deck, and I will of course do a close-up of your crystal pyramid as well. The gold and the white is just very angelic. It is right up there with what I would choose for my interior, for my home. These are the kind of colors I would go for. And it gives me like a very light-hearted, light-spirited type of vibe. And in a way, it does feel very luxe, doesn't it? It feels very, gives me a very sparkly, wealthy, and in a sense, luxurious vibe as well. I really, really enjoy group number 3. Now, moving on to group number 4, last but not least. Oh, let me just reposition group number 3 because you guys, I just can't stand when things are not properly in line. So group number 4 corresponds to my Dark Heart Tarot deck, which is the deck that I've self-published that is soon to be sold out. But the link is below in the description box. I don't know whether it's going to come back again because this is kind of like a limited edition version of my original Gentle Heart Tarot deck, which is this pink deck that I first published with the rose gold sides. You guys know this deck. I mean, this is very iconic. This is my first ever deck publication. You guys love this deck and know this deck and have owned it for years. So that's the story behind the Dark Heart Tarot deck. And of course, let me give you a close-up of the crystal pyramid here within the Dark Heart Tarot deck. I'm getting a little bit like psychedelic vibes. I'm getting a little bit of a amethyst feel here with this sphere that is purple. I am getting rainbow vibes. I'm getting a vibe that is eccentric, okay? So not ordinary, but kind of very, very unique. That's what I'm getting here for the 4th group. But of course, all of my lovely souls, you get to decide which one of these 4 groups that you would like to go with. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna give you a little moment of privacy. Feel free to pause the video right here if you need a moment to make up your mind as to which group you would like to choose. And then once you've selected the group that you feel truly resonates with you, you get to click the corresponding timestamp and you will be fast forwarded forwarded to the relevant part of this video in which you will receive all of the information that you could ever dream of. All right, so I'll give you your little moment of privacy and then I'll be right back to guide you into your readings. All right, you guys, so by now you've hopefully been able to select one of these 4 groups. I will be starting off with group number 1, which corresponds to the gold foil tarot deck, as well as this beautiful black and dark blue crystal pyramid. So if this is the group that you chose, then simply continue watching. And to all of my other beautiful, lovely groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading about how they truly feel about you. Now, group number 1, let's get into it. So first up, I just want to remind you of the beautiful black and dark blue pyramid you selected and you felt called towards. I mean, look at this. It is absolutely stunning. Do you see that? It's almost like the shell of a snail on the inside there, right? That we can see that is symbolic of eternity, of completion. And we have a lot of like round shapes, and also in a way this black is like the abyss. And I truly, truly love this crystal that you chose, and I can't wait to get into your reading to see precisely how the energy plays out and how they feel about you, what this means. Do they feel eternally in love, eternally infatuated, eternally, in a sense, like they see a lot of depth in you? That's the kind of energy I'm getting here, that they truly feel like you're a very deep person and you're the type of person who isn't into small talk. They feel about you like you are more profound than most. Okay, first up we have got the Queen of Cups, and this card showed up in reverse. Now, the Queen of Cups in reverse definitely shows us here that you are seen as someone who is very intelligent and loving. You are seen as someone who is very caring and giving. And this card showing up in reverse, it does indicate that often people only really realize with you what they had once they've lost it. So people often fail to like appreciate you from the beginning, group number 1. And because they fail to do so, once they lose you, all of a sudden they're like, oh no, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't want this to happen. I didn't know, etc. And by that point, it's too late. By that point, you're like, well, you know, I needed you earlier, but you were not there. You did not feel the need to respect me or be there for me, so I don't need you any longer. Next up, we have got the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords shows here that there will be some sort of public proposal of love, and that is what they feel towards you. They feel like they want to publicly declare how they feel in regard to love, in regard to moving forward on your journey with them, and this is something that makes them super, super nervous, because they feel like a Queen of Cups reverse like yourself needs someone who wants to openly and very loudly love them, and they feel that you don't deserve less than that. So they do realize, group number 1, that they need to offer something to you, that they need to show some sort of value in the relationship. I know it sounds very like transactional, like someone has to show that they're valuable. But the thing is, like, you've done so much work on yourself and you've grown so much that they have to at least kind of provide something on the same level. And I do see here that they're the type of person who feels like there's still going to be a journey ahead with you. So they don't feel as though where the connection is now is the end. They feel towards you like you've still got a good road ahead of you, a good amount of time to get to know each other, and also they may even retreat and take a little bit of distance from you, group number 1. Not because they don't want you or they don't want to be around you, but because they know that there's no way around, in a way, publicly declaring their feelings for you, because that's what you deserve. You don't deserve to be in a hush-hush relationship or in a situationship, and they know that they kind of need to deliver if they want to keep you in their life for a longer amount of time. We just move our props a little bit so that we've got a bit more space for our pyramid here. So you guys know I'm just all about making sure it looks pleasing and sweet and nice for you guys to also have some great visuals, not just great energy when it comes to the readings, but also some very interesting, intriguing visuals. So let's move further into it, group number 1. Next up, we have got the Queen of Swords. Now, in the Queen of Swords, I do just want you to know here that your person is someone who feels like you're very direct and that you say how you feel, like you don't hold back, you don't restrict yourself. And due to that, they are a little bit nervous to confess how they feel about you and to also kind of publicly make you their girlfriend, their partner, their boyfriend. I just want you to know here that your person feels like they have to officialize a relationship with you, or you will tell them how you feel about it, and it won't be funny, it won't be nice. When you give them a piece of your mind, it's going to hurt their feelings. And I see here in the Queen of Swords for you, group number 1, that you're definitely the type of person who isn't afraid to be direct. And once someone has wronged you, it's not that all bets are off or that you want to hurt them back, but you realize, okay, maybe I need to stand up for myself, and maybe I just need to say what I want and how I feel, because you deserve better, group number 1, than asking yourself how they truly feel and them not communicating it to you. In a way, it is a little bit immature of them, like the spot that they're in right now. And there may be reasons for this. Maybe they are dealing with some things within their life that is challenging. We'll still figure that out. But you do, in a sense, deserve to know, outside of tarot, outside of us being within this reading, them communicating with you is something that they're kind of shy about and kind of a little bit afraid of. Here within the 9 of Batons, let me tell you why, group number 1. The person that you're thinking of right now, that this reading is about, the person where you want to figure out how they truly feel about you, the 9 of Batons shows me they have been battered in the past when they expressed how they truly felt. Like they were rejected so badly that they're very afraid now to communicate how they truly feel. And of course, this is not your fault or your problem or your making, but you're feeling it, of course, group number 1. That's why you're wondering how they truly feel about you, because being open about their feelings has been discouraged and it has harmed them in the past. Mentally, like it has hurt their heart in the past. So now they're taking a lot of time and consideration before they feel like they want to open up about how they feel towards you. Now, next we've got the Ace of Coins, and the Ace of Coins does show us here that they're also thinking of starting something new business-wise. They're thinking of talking to you about their new career, and their new career can also entail a bit more traveling. And when this happens, when this is the case and they're sharing it with you, they actually do want to plan a future together with you. They actually do want to plan doing things moving forward together with one another. And the King of Swords shows us here that they actually want to match your Queen of Swords energy. They feel like once they get to know you properly and they're comfortable around you, it won't be hard for them to match this energy and to also be very direct, very open, very real about how they feel towards you. But they kind of like first need that initial feeling that it's okay for them to express their feelings, that they're not going to be rejected or ridiculed. And once they have that, once they feel safe opening up around you, they're a blabbermouth. That's what I see in the King of Swords. Like they cannot stop communicating. The Suit of Swords is the suit of communication. The King of Swords is usually very logical and reserved until they're close to someone, and then all of a sudden it's like they can't stop. Like they have to just continue going. And here with Injustice, the thing is like they have this energy of either all in or nothing. Either they're into the relationship and into you and they're telling you absolutely everything, or it's completely out of whack. The balance just isn't there like we've got here in the scale, and it's like there's nothing. They're not sharing anything. They're being very private, very much keeping things to themselves. So you know that you have truly made yourself into the heart of this person once they're sharing absolutely everything with you, every detail of their day. like what they had for lunch, how they're feeling, what they're up to next, what their coworker said to them, what their mom said that annoyed them, what their brother or their sister said to them, and what they're planning on doing for the next couple months, where they want to go with their career. All of these bits of information that they feel inclined to share with you is actually symbolic of the fact that how they truly feel towards you is trust and closeness and openness, group number 1. Next up, we have got the trine. So the trine shows us here that your person is someone who has a little bit of a spiritual part of themselves. They do believe in angelic support, and they're the type of person who just wants like a harmonious life. They don't like arguing. They don't like being in any kind of situation that causes friction. Your person is someone who very much values honesty, harmony, and being within a flow state. Everything else is not for them, and they try to avoid. They don't like gossip either. They won't gossip with you, and they feel toward you like you're also someone who is pretty pure in their energy. Here within Neptune, we have got a heavenly body that is actually represented in the sense of like imagination, spirituality. I want you to know that Neptune rules Pisces, and Pisces is a very psychic sign. Pisces being ruled by Neptune means here that this is the type of energy that you can both connect on. They feel towards you that you're someone who is very deep, you're someone who is very sensitive, but also has like a little bit of a psychic knack to them. So being honest towards you is very important, because they can tell you listen to your gut feeling, and you're literally the type of person who, if they lie, for example, about texting somebody else, or if they lie about what they want from this connection with you, you will not just feel it, you will actually see it. Like, it will come to you in a dream, it will come to you in a vision. You will have this kind of like psychic interjection that will show you the truth. So there's not even any point in them being dishonest with you or lying to you. That's what I see here within Neptune. And then we've also got Taurus, which is an earth sign that is trusting, patient, but is also very sensual. So they truly feel about you like you have a lot of Taurus energy. And if Taurus is your sign or is heavy in your birth chart, then that of course makes sense, group number 1. But I just also want to remind you that Taurus energy is the type of energy of someone who is comfortable in themselves to express what they want, especially romantically speaking and sensually speaking. So if you are comfortable with someone behind closed doors, if you are comfortable being intimate with someone, this is how they feel towards you. They feel like you give off this energy of being really good in bed. Okay, there's no other way to say this, group number 1. I'm trying to like rack my head around, oh, can you say it in a little bit more of a like poised way? No, that's just what I mean here. And they also feel like you're someone whom they can trust to not cheat, to not be dishonest, to not kind of stray. That's what I see here within Taurus for you. And I want to see what time of the year that this person is going to do like a 180 on how they feel towards you. Okay, we've got in August. So in August, things are going to shift. And by shift, I mean, think about going from just girlfriend or boyfriend to fiance or spouse level within someone's eyes and within someone's mind. And I always tell you guys not to concern yourself too much with what someone else feels or thinks about you. I say that on my Instagram to you guys a lot when you ask me questions about love. But I do also just want us to remember how interesting it is that August is like a turning point in how they feel about you and how they view you, because August is also moving toward the end of summer and moving into a space where, in connectivity to Taurus, they want stability in how they feel towards you. And that stability is either bringing you closer together or making them feel like actually you were just like a person that they wanted to be with for fun, or it was just a relationship that was temporary. So August is very much make or break. And I see here in the Princess of Wands that They feel very creatively inspired around you, and you give them the confidence to do things that they haven't done before. So how they feel towards you is like you are a ride or die kind of person. You are super supportive, and you have actually inspired them to take action in a lot of areas of their life that they otherwise would have been too afraid to take action in. And it's reflected here in the Eight of Pentacles. Did you know, group number one, that they have been able to make more money and be more successful in their career because of you? Did you know this, group number one? Because in the Eight of Pentacles, I just want you to understand you have really grown them a lot financially and professionally. Like, they have become someone that they were too afraid to be, all thanks to you, all thanks to what you were able to do for them, to provide for them mentally, and just the shift in mindset, the shift in confidence through being around you. This is a superpower, group number one. If you could bottle that up and sell how you make people feel, you would definitely be a billionaire or a trillionaire by now. Next up, we've got the Ace of Cups. Now, they truly feel towards you love. They truly feel towards you a sense of even like shyness, feeling a little bit intimidated, feeling a little bit scared of their own feelings that they have towards you. That's what I see here in the Ace of Cups. And sometimes you can think someone isn't interested because it is unclear how they feel, or they've been super shy to actually say it out loud and communicate it with you. But that doesn't always need to be a negative thing. That doesn't always need to mean that they're not interested in you. Because we do have quite the opposite here in the Ace of Cups. They feel a sense of strong interest towards you romantically and sensually. They feel a strong interest in being with you and exploring where this connection could go with you. And here within the King of Wands, they also feel a lot of masculine energy around you. Now, I don't want you to feel like you have to apply this to a specific gender, because masculinity is something that you can also have if you identify as female. We all have a certain amount of masculine and feminine energy within ourselves and within our lives and the actions that we take. Masculine energy is the energy of taking action, of doing things, also of protecting and providing. And the King of Wands shows me here that for the first time in your person's life, they feel like they want to do that, and it scares them. They truly feel like they want to provide and they want to do everything for you, and it scares them because they are afraid of being hurt or being used and being in a position where they are no longer in control. And because they like to be in control and they've been in control up until meeting you, it is very, very challenging to let go. And it's something they're wondering whether they should even do, because it does put them in a little bit of a vulnerable position, group number one, and they're really overthinking whether they want to do that, whether they want to be in this vulnerable position, or whether they feel as though they are actually better off just being very much like distanced and just focusing on other connections in which they feel like they are always in control, in which they love less, actually. Because the more someone feels, the harder it is to stay in control, and the more they can start to feel like shying away or intimidated by the fact that they know and can sense that this is not a regular connection. This is one that is driving them a little crazy. That's what I see here so far for you, group number one. I do now feel inclined to clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be right back with you. So you don't need to do anything, just hold on tight. We will delve even more deeply into your reading. Hello, my beautiful souls of group number one. Let's delve a little more deeply into your reading, shall we? So we can figure out more details about how they truly feel about you. So let's see what we've got. First up, we've got the Page of Acorns as well as the Three of Crystals. Look at this cute little Page of Acorns. So they do feel a little bit naughty about you, a little bit mischievous. They're the type of person that feels very enthusiastically about you, especially when they think about what it must be like to be with you in a physical and intimate sense too. They feel like it would be very exciting, and they have a lot of like enthusiasm of discovering more about you. Here within the Three of Crystals, I do see that they also feel very busy right now. The Three of Crystals, we've got our busy bee, is all about collaborating and being productive, but also getting a lot done professionally speaking. And that's where they feel as though either the two of you would collaborate really well in a business mindset kind of way, or the two of you would butt heads, to be honest with you, group number one. So meaning one person would want to spend a lot more time, i.e. you, and the other person would be more interested in doing work and getting ahead professionally speaking. So I do see here that they feel towards you like you are also a very hard worker. So I do see here that they feel like you're a hard worker and a reliable person, and like you're the type of individual who is always doing something. Next, within the 10 of Acorns, yeah, we've got responsibility and dedication. They feel as though being with you would require just that: responsibility, dedication, being very much focused on being in a relationship rather than, in a sense, having their eggs in other baskets. They feel as though being with you means, okay, I need to put my head down, I need to focus, I need to really make sure that I'm not slacking. So they feel as though you are a no joke kind of person. They view you as someone who is not going to take BS from anyone, and who is a very strong individual, especially also from the inside out. Like in an internal way, you're very strong. You're the type of person who has been through some challenging things, and it could have made you someone who is vengeful and sad and unhappy, but actually it's just turned you into someone who's more understanding. Ooh, we've also got the 4-leaf clover. Leave a 4-leaf clover emoji below in the comment section. If you're still here, you're a real one, group number one, and that's just also to further manifest this good fortune that comes from the 4-leaf clover. Now, the 4-leaf clover does indicate here that they feel like you are someone who is very lucky, and also has been very lucky in life, in their upbringing, in the ways in which you have privilege. They see you here in the 4-leaf clover as someone who has a lot of luck. And I wouldn't be surprised for you, group number one, if you see a 4-leaf clover symbol in the next days from the moment of you watching this video. The box shows us here that you are also meant to receive a gift. So from the moment of you watching this video, I want you to know that it's only a matter of time as to when you will receive a gift that is good fortune, that represents you being in a position of power, being in a position of good fortune, and it just shows also good luck coming your way. So people wanting to give you things, and you being in the art of receiving, not the art of saying, oh no, it's fine, I don't need that. No, you are receiving, group number one. You are no longer telling people that you don't want something or that it's okay. No, if someone offers to give you something, you are taking it, and you're not feeling weird or icky about it. You are simply claiming and living life. Next up, we've got the 3 of Wands, which is actually the same card as the 3 of Crystals, just from a different deck. So here we had the 3 of Crystals in this, I believe this is the Spirit Song Animal Tarot deck, something like that, Spirit Song Tarot deck. Something like this, and the 3 of Wands corresponds to, which deck is this? I just had it out. Yeah, the Tarot of Curious Creatures. That's this card. So the 3 of Wands is a card of looking forward into the horizon and what can be done next, and collaborating with others, working hard, being productive, getting things done. So I see that this is a very important aspect about how they truly feel about you. So they truly feel like being with you would not be a walk in the park, but that's not a bad thing. They feel as though because you're a busy and productive person, that would automatically make them have to be busy and productive too, and that they can't be lazy around you. That's what I see here within the 3 of Wands too. Like they feel like you would give them a huge challenge, and you would be the type of person where they can't slack and where they can't make excuses like they maybe have in the past. Okay, next up we have got the Fool. The Fool popped right out of the pile as I was shuffling. You maybe saw that group number 1, but maybe you're also listening to this video in more of like a podcast style. So the Fool shows taking a risk and kind of jumping off a cliff, if you will, being at a place where it is risky to make the next move, but just doing it anyways. So your person is definitely feeling like maybe they should just take the leap of faith, take the leap and figure out precisely how you feel about them too, rather than just being afraid of being rejected and staying in a situation where they like you, but they don't really know how to approach you or how to express it or how to see where things can go. Just doing it and not being so afraid, not overthinking things so much. That's what I see here in the Fool. And then we also have a red feather. So when you see this red feather, group number 1, your person is going to propose something to you soon. Look out for a red feather. This is a very specific symbol because red feathers don't really show up very often. So when you see this, know it's meaningful, and you will see a red feather pretty soon thereafter watching this video. And I see here within the Hanged Man that it's only a matter of time when and where. You will see it from a different perspective. So it won't be just full on and very out there, this red feather. So it's not like you're going to see a red feather just on the floor as you're walking to your job, the mall, at a gas station. No. In the Hanged Man reversed and the Fool and this red feather, you will see it either somewhere on a TV show or in a shop. It'll be some sort of charm. You may also see it in the form of being out and about and seeing it hanging from a tree. And just overall, this red feather is not just going to be laying on the ground. You're going to have to look at things from a different perspective, either through a screen, through the eyes of love in the form of this red feather being like a charm, or on a piece of jewelry printed on a piece of clothing. Or you're going to have to see it from a different perspective because you're quite literally like looking up and you see it on a tree, you see it on a cliff, on something that is higher up, see it like on a stone somewhere really high up, and that's when you're gonna know. That's when you're gonna know, all right, the next thing I just gotta do is check my phone, check my DMs, and I'm gonna see a message in there ASAP. So the Hanged Man also shows us that they truly feel about you like you are different, like you give them a whole new perspective on life and your existence here on Earth. And overall, they feel like you are very different in a positive sense. So they've never met someone who has this unique combination as you do. You may have a very feminine and sweet side to you, but also a side that is very much like CEO energy, like no BS kind of energy. You may have a very unique combination of loving reptiles, but just not seeming like that type of person because maybe you own cats. You might have this very unique combination of being very street smart, even though you grew up in a more privileged sense, but you're still the type of person who could basically survive in any environment. Next up, we have the Frog Spirit, which stands for clearing out the clutter. They see you as someone who is organized, who has cleared out any old clutter, and they see you as someone who others are really sensitive with. So the frog is a pretty sensitive animal. This little amphibian has a very complex nervous system, and the skin is not able to really take too much toxicity, too much negativity if we apply this to you. Because amphibians, in case you didn't know, they breathe through their skin too. And when you are surrounded by people who are giving you toxic vibes, it's almost like you can't breathe. Like quite literally speaking, group number 1, you may have even felt this before, that you find it hard to breathe. You find it hard to exist. You find it difficult to even be. And that's one thing that I see here within the Frog Spirit for you. And then we also have the Hawk Spirit that's showing up for you, which is about allowing for Spirit to be your guide. Group number 1, your person feels like you are divinely led. They feel like you're the type of person who just allows Spirit to guide them. Like you don't need too much intervention from anyone to know right from wrong, that you have a strong internal compass and you look at things from a higher perspective. That's what I see that your person feels about you. They also feel in the hawk spirit like you're very watchful. If they think of past relationships you have had, they feel like you caught the person in the act of cheating, of texting someone else, of liking other people's photos. They feel as though there's nothing that you won't find out. And it's like, if you know someone's first name and you've got a photo of them, or you know their profession, you are like the FBI. You will find out everything about them. You will find out their cousin's like second name, their father's first wife. You will figure out exactly where their nieces and nephews live. Like, you will figure out everything down to the embarrassing concert that they gave in second grade when they were still living in a town called Sasquatch or something like that. You know, like very, very watchful and specific, and like nothing can really be led past you without you noticing. Like, you are not the type of person who's just going to believe anything, and you're the type of person who sees all the little details, and when you piece it together and it doesn't match, you know something is up. And the thing here with the spider spirit is that you are also the type of individual to them who makes their dreams a reality. So you're not afraid to step out of your comfort zone, and you've already done quite a few things that require some real courage and quote unquote balls, and you've done it, group number one, because you know that your dreams deserve to be made real. You're not the type of person who is going to hold yourself back just to make somebody else feel comfortable. And that's how they feel about you. That's what they see in you. They see that you're open to infinite possibility. And they also view you as somebody who is open to anything in a relationship, whether that's having a family, not having a family, living in this country, moving abroad. Just overall, the starfish spirit shows that they feel like you're open to a lot of things in a relationship, even when it comes to kinks, even when it comes to just overall a little bit more sassy subjects on how to lead a relationship and how to be happy in a relationship. They truly feel as though you are the type of person who is okay with basically anything. Like, you will try everything at least once. You may not love everything, but you're open to everything. You may not be a fan of everything, but you don't judge things. That's how they feel towards you. Group number one. That is how they see you being within a relationship. Now, group number one, I'm going to move a little further into your reading. So just hang on tight and I'll be right back with you. Welcome back, group number one. I don't know when, but eventually I will be stopping the reading here on YouTube and then moving the rest over onto Patreon, because I don't want this video to be too crazy long here on YouTube. So as a patron, you can watch the full version of this reading. But here, just to remind you, this is the pyramid that you chose, which I absolutely love, group number one. It is just so dark and mystical, and the blue, it just looks so royal and regal. So I'll just put that here in the middle of our little board, and we will figure out precisely what is going on, how they truly feel about you. So let's enter into this. Let's use some of our die. Let's go again. All right, so we've got the number 7. The first throw I didn't count because it was lackluster. It didn't land on the board. We need to do it again. We need it to land on our board. So we have not known and then the number 7. So the number 7 is a number of people who like to do things alone and have a lot of introspective qualities. What is not known about you by your person is that you are more introspective and more of a loner than they think you are. They think you go out a lot more than you do. Your person feels truly like you are an extrovert, like you have this huge friend group, like you have a lot of places you go to all the time, even though group number 1, that is not you. You're the type of person who is very much self-reflected. You may go out every now and then, but not all the time. You are a little bit of a loner in many periods of your existence. And the thing is, they may see things about you that are not necessarily true. But after all, this reading is about how they feel about you, not what is actually true, because their feelings don't actually have to be who you are or have anything to do with the truth. So we've also got Aries here. And one thing about Aries and Aries opening up here in your reading is that they feel like you're someone who is outgoing enough to even go out alone a lot and to even kind of do their own thing in many ways that others are too shy to do. Okay, and here we've got the sun. So the symbol of the sun, which landed on not yet, just shows us here. And by the way, the sun is the heavenly body of leadership, of ego, of willpower. They feel like you haven't quite yet stepped into your fully glowed up and fully empowered era. Like you're still getting there, group number one. You're not quite there yet. And they feel as though you are still going to grow in the most positive sense. Like you're not even the hottest you're ever going to be. You're not the most intelligent you're ever going to be within your life. You still have a lot of room for improvement. And that's not said in a way of like, oh, you still have to improve so much. It's like this person is only going to get better. They feel as though you are the type of individual that's like fine wine. You're only going to get better with age. That's how they feel towards you. Next up, we have got the child. Oh, goodness. Group number one, how they truly feel about you is that you have this childlike sense of wonderment. And I also feel like you would make a great parent, group number one. They feel like you would be the type of person to have a child with that they've always dreamt of. And at this point, group number one, I think we're going to go down a rabbit hole. So for all of my beautiful souls here on YouTube, I would like to thank you so much for joining me in this divine time and space. I love you and I appreciate you, and I really hope that you enjoyed this reading and that it wasn't too crazy long and that it wasn't too detailed. I hope that it resonated and gave you a lot of insight. So the rest of this reading, which I will continue on with now, I will post and publish on my Patreon, so feel free to check it out over there. Group number one is on there. I will have the extended version of all of the groups, so any extended version that you would like to watch with hidden messages, with messages that I can't reveal on here on YouTube because of censorship and so on, you will be able to access on there alongside a lot of other readings and predictions too. So group number one, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you over on Patreon, or I will catch you during one of my upcoming readings here on YouTube. Hello, group number two, and welcome to your reading about precisely how they truly feel about you. So you chose the Ephemere Tarot deck, as well as this beautiful, gorgeous, enchanting crystal pyramid that reminds us a lot of the tiger's eye. I believe there is a tiger's eye crystal within this, and we also have these beautiful turquoise. See, it almost looks like the ocean, doesn't it? It looks like crystal blue, clear waters in an enchanting place like the Maldives, right? One of these really exotic, high-end places. That's the vibe I'm getting here from your crystal, group number two, and from what you chose to help guide you into your reading. So chances are you are someone that values themselves. You are a high caliber woman or person, depending who you identify as, of course. But let's move into your reading to see how they truly feel about you. Wow, first up, we've got the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is known as the Genie in a Bottle or Wish card. This is actually, despite this octopus looking a little scary, this is a really positive card, and it shows that you are able to manifest something that you've wished for in a long time. So they truly feel as though you're someone who is abundant, someone who has more than enough within their life, and they also view you as someone who is really worthy of an investment. So the Nine of Cups shows us here that they see you as someone who is to be put on a pedestal. They see you as someone who lives an abundant life and as someone who is not going to just settle for anything. And this may make them feel at times a little bit inferior. They may ask themselves, can I actually even keep up? Am I able to bring enough to the table? And here in the Nine of Cups, they also wish they were closer to you physically. They wish that they could be closer to you and get to know you better without any kind of risk of being rejected or not being wanted back. That's what I see here within the Nine of Cups, first and foremost within your reading. Then we've got the Three of Cups. And I love this card because the Three of Cups is a cup. No, it's not a cup. It is a card, is what I meant to say. The Three of Cups has 3 cups, but it is a card of enchantment and spending time with other people. The Three of Cups is a card of having fun with other individuals, having a good time, going out, partying, and so on. So here, within the Three of Cups and the Nine of Cups, I can see that they truly see you as someone who has fun, who has a lot of friends, who goes out a lot, and who is not afraid to live their best life, socially speaking, too. So he views you as someone who isn't afraid to have fun, to go out and party, and to be the type of person that can also be the center of attention at times. That's what he sees here in you, and that he asks himself, or they ask themselves, whether they can keep up with. Next, the Ten of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, group number 2. They see you so positively, so abundant. They see you in a light of richness, of wealth. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of wealth, of completion, of having more than you need, and actually being kind of wealthy, being kind of rich, all right? So they see you as really complete, and they ask themselves, what can I offer her? What can I offer this person? Am I even enough? See, you make their palms sweaty. You make them ask themselves, can I offer anything to this person, or do they already have everything in abundance? The Ten of Pentacles shows that they see you as someone who is really put together, whose career is going well, and who, on a look scale, you've got everything. You look good, you walk in a way that immediately invokes people to respect you. You are the type of person that others see as worthwhile spending time, energy, and money on. Group number 2, you're the type of individual that is like a dream woman. You are the type of person who has brains, but also booty, so to say, all right? And maybe you quite literally have a nice little tush, a nice little plump thing back there. And I just want you to know here in the 10 of coins that they see you as a total package. And when I say total package, I mean nothing is missing. All parts are included. You are a 10,000 piece puzzle, and not one piece is not in that package. You know what I mean, group number 2? So they really see you as a big wow factor of a person, as someone who others would love to get to know better. They feel like you have endless choices. They feel like on Valentine's Day, your house must have been flooded with roses, because that's how many people are interested in you. So this is how they view you, group number 2. If you don't view yourself that way, that is not my problem, not their problem. That is your problem, group number 2. But we're not talking about you, and that is another video and another prediction for another time. This psychic pick a card reading is about how they see you. So next up, we've got the 10 of Crystals. The 10 of Crystals is basically the same card as the 10 of Pentacles here, the 10 of Coins that we received earlier here from the Ephemere deck. So just when we thought we couldn't speak of more completion, more stability, more attainment and alignment, there we go. Spirit confirms. Group number 2, do we even need to carry on in this reading? I mean, your reading could literally just be like they see you as a prize, as a 10, as a total package. The 10 already showed up twice from 2 different decks right at the start of your reading, right actually like in succession of one another. What more of a sign of being a prize do you need, group number 2? So the next time you're thinking about crying over somebody who doesn't see that, the next time you're worried about how someone feels about you who has showed you that they don't value you, group number 2, think again. All right, because there are people out here who literally see you as the best thing that's ever happened, the most attractive person to ever walk Earth. Next up, we've got the Knight of Feathers. This is the Knight of the element of air, and the element of air represents your internal monologue on a mental plane. The Suit of Feathers is all about how you think, how you respond. It's about your logic, and overall, the Suit of Feathers is a suit that I always recommend is used when it comes to work, as the Knight of Feathers is someone who is rooted in action, focus, and making ish happen, group number 2. That is the type of individual that they see you as. They see you as someone who doesn't just talk, you actually deliver, and you do. You are not just somebody who kind of promises things and then doesn't follow through. You're the type of person who, when they say they're going to do it, it ends up being done, and it's done well. You take pride in your accomplishments, group number 2. That's how they view you. And the Knight of Feathers also shows that they view you as someone who can be a little bit slick to get what they want, and someone who is very watchful and who has a little bit of a mischievous side as well. That's what I see here in the Knight of Feathers. Now, within dreams, they see you as someone who is able to bet on themselves. They see you as someone who is courageous enough to dream big and also go for big things. Also just accomplish big things. They don't see you as someone who is afraid to go for something big. They actually see you as someone who also gets really great sleep. They feel like you're the type of person who goes to bed early and rises early, who has a good sleep hygiene. Don't laugh, group number 2, in case that couldn't be further from the truth. This is about how they truly feel about you and see you, not what is actual reality for you right now. And within dreams, I definitely also see here that they think you lead a very soft, comfortable life because you've just been blessed and you've just been doing so well. And, you know, sometimes looks can really be deceiving, group number 2. Sometimes looks can really make you think that someone is something that they are not. And I see here within Legends that they truly feel like you are a super inspiring person. They truly feel like a lot of people learn from you who are younger than you. You have younger people looking up to you that want to be like you, and that you're an inspiration for many. Group number 2. That's just what I want to say here. You are the type of person who inspires others to do what they once thought was impossible, and you inspire others to be themselves, to not be afraid of what is to come next, and to truly believe in having winning energy and having winner energy. That's what I see here within Legends as well as dreams. So I do just want you to know here that learning from those who inspire you is something that you're being urged to do in group number 2. So women and guys who you think are very attractive, who have the ability to pick whoever they want to be with, romantically speaking. If you want that as well, or you just want your person who you're thinking about right now as you're receiving this reading to come closer to you and to make a move, okay, become this person that you know is really attractive and cool that you have seen others become. So be it a celebrity or a character in a movie, kind of emulate how they behave. If they're like the type of character that is very attractive and gets what they want, romantically speaking and relationship wise, that can be you, group number 2. Okay, don't feel as though this is unattainable for them to actually take action towards you, to actually talk to you first. We've got the Knight of Swords, which is the Knight of Feathers, but this is showing up again. So we had the 10 of Coins show up twice, right? 10 of Crystals, 10 of Coins. And then we also have here the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Feathers, which is basically the same card. And I just want you to know here within the Knight of Swords, they are thinking to talk to you first. They're thinking to kind of conquer your heart. Okay, to take action towards you, to ride into your life basically on a white horse, like a knight on a white horse. And they're thinking to actually show you how much they care and how much that they want to make you two a thing. That's one thing that I see here within the Knight of Swords for you, group number 2. So I feel inclined through spirit to cleanse and clear the space and add into your reading in an upcoming step. So group number 2, all that you need to do is continue to lean back, relax, and enjoy. I will clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be right back so we can delve even more deeply into how they truly feel about you. Hello, my beautiful souls of group number 2. Let's delve a little more deeply into your prediction about how they truly feel about you. So first up, we've got fire, then we've got yin, as well as the North Node. Let's talk about it. So in fire, I can see that they find you to be someone very confident, and they really like that in you. Fire signs are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. This is the kind of energy you embody to them. Now, that doesn't have to mean that you're actually a fire sign, but this is just the type of energy they're getting from you. A very confident, optimistic, passionate, and brave energy. But at the same time, while this is masculine energy, they also feel a lot of femininity from you. That's what yin is about. Yin are the feminine signs. So Taurus, Cancerian, we've got Virgo, Scorpio, then Pisces is another feminine one, as well as Capricorn. So these are the feminine signs, but I just want you to know that having a mixture of both is what makes you attractive and is what makes them feel like you are destined to have. You are destined to have the things that you desire within your life. You are destined to lead an abundant life. The person that you're thinking of as you watch this video, they truly feel like you are the perfect embodiment of doing and being, creating, but also receiving. They see you as a very unpredictable person, but in a good way. Unpredictable in the sense of we don't know what kind of goodness we're going to get today, but we know it's going to be something good. And here in spending quality time together, they think that you're someone who really loves quality time, that you love to listen and talk to each other. They see you as someone who is profound, who is deep, who doesn't really love small talk, but who kind of thrives more in a relationship where you're like spending time together and also going on romantic getaways. I'm getting like Italian gondola vibes here. I'm getting ocean vibes, going on a boat, a yacht, spending time somewhere on a coast, but I'm getting very like European summer vibes. And this is something that they see you doing, and that is part of just what needs to happen to be with you. They see you as someone who is a luxurious being, who likes high-end experiences, and who has the other love languages that they like too, but probably one of your favorite ones is spending time together, quality time together. That's how they see you, that's how they view you, and they also really appreciate the fact that you like to listen, because your person is communicative. They truly feel about you like you're a great listener. And group number 2, you may not even be that great of a listener, but you're just interested in them, so therefore you listen. And the thing is, like, when you're not interested in listening, it's not like you go on and interrupt people. What you actually do is you just get quiet because you're thinking about something else. You're thinking about what you're going to have for dinner, what you're going to do the next day, what your next goals are. So you're not rude if you're not interested in what someone has to say. You're more just quiet and reluctant to add to the conversation. Next up, we've got have faith. So your guides are asking you to trust and have faith in this situation. How you truly feel about this person is dependent on also having faith, because when you're in the energy of being lacking, of having feelings, of really wanting to know how they feel about you and wanting to be reached out to by them, wanting to be with them, wanting to do things with them, when you're just in this energy of wanting a lot from someone, and in a sense also a little bit of desperation, I just want you to know that that can definitely be the deciding factor of what either has something work out or something not work out for you in group number 2. So your energy that you bring to the table is very important. I want to remind you of that always, because sometimes we feel as though, oh, well, you know, I'm just showing interest, but showing too much interest can be counterintuitive. The person on the receiving end of the interest may not even realize this, and you may not even realize it, but know here in the 9 of Swords, like sometimes too much interest can cause the person to retreat. It can cause them to feel like it's too much. So the person that you're inquiring about within this pick a card tarot reading of yours, group number 2, is a little shy. When they get too much attention, it makes them a little uneasy. It makes them think like, oh, little me, really? And it makes them overthink a lot. So actually first giving them a little bit less attention is probably better for you. And then we also have this owl, we have red bed sheets, we have a feather on the bed. We have symbols of passion, but also softness and a little bit of fear, a little bit of this feeling of naivete and not performing well in a place of passion. So I do see that they're worried that they won't be a good enough lover, that they're not experienced enough, that they're a little shy, they're a little inexperienced. I see that when it comes to passion, to being gentle, but also being passionate, putting themselves out there, they're worried that they don't have enough experience to be with you romantically speaking and to really wow you in a sense of being close to you physically, okay, romantically wowing you and making you think, whoa, okay, this is my person. Next up, we've got the Two of Wands for you. Now, in the Two of Wands, I do want you to understand that this is the type of person that you're going to have to decide what you want to do with. They are all in or all out. This is the type of person that feels strongly about you, and once you've locked them in, it's like the key is yours. All right, there's no question anymore as to whether this is going to work out or not. There's no question anymore about are they the one, are they not the one. Once they have locked you in, and once they also feel like, okay, this is the right relationship for me, like you are going to have a person for life. This is not someone who's going to leave you. This is not someone who's going to ever betray you. This is just the type of person who, you know, once you've said it, you can forget it. And they are a little bit worried that they're too easy when it comes to that they're a little bit too in love with you, and that may actually be something that is their downfall if you don't feel the same about them. Now, next up, we've got the Strength card, and the Strength card is all about being strong from the inside out. They truly see you as someone who is very strong and someone who doesn't let others get them down. They see you as somebody who is not just productive and strong, but they also see you as an individual who isn't afraid to stand up for themselves and to stand up for what is right. The Strength card shows me that they see in you someone who isn't afraid to stand up to bullies, and you've maybe also had to stand up to bullies, and you are not the type of person who will intimidate another individual just because you can. And you don't use your power in an abusive way. You are the type of person who will always try to do what's right before just taking advantage of a situation. And the Two of Swords here shows us that the number 2 is of importance within you and within this connection. We have the Two of Wands and here the Two of Swords, so 2 and 2. I want you to know that 2 of each one of these phallic symbols, phallic means masculine, so 2 of Wands, it's a masculine symbol, the wands, and then 2 of Swords, another masculine symbol, and we've got 2 of it. So I do want you to know here that 222, that is an important number, 2222, so 4 times the number 2. That is a number that you will see showing up, and you will be torn. Do I go in this direction or that direction? Do they like me? Do they not like me? Okay, we have a card that popped right out of the pile for you, which is the Knight of Batons. And what you're going to want to do here, group number 2, is you're going to want to allow them to pursue you and kind of take a step back of thinking too much about them. The moment you stop overthinking about them, and it's almost like the moment you stop caring is the moment they start to care. I know, it sounds so counterintuitive, but some people, they just need space to care and to show that they care. So let me just add some letters into this reading of yours as well. So we've got the letters A, D, and E. Okay. Interesting. I want to add a few more intuitively. Okay, we've got another E. Let's see what else Spirit wants to say to us. And then we've got F and a blank rune. Okay, so one thing that we've got here is feed. And another thing that we would also have is deaf. So a little tone deaf. I do see here that how they view you is as someone who, so we have deaf, but we also had feed, right? They don't think that you are looking at their feed. They think that whatever they say blows right past you. So we've got the feed and then the letter A. They feel as though you are such a type A personality. You're such a main character that you're not really thinking about them. They truly feel like you don't care about them, like you're not thinking about them much, group number 2. Like you're so much in your own life, your own world, and doing your own thing that you don't even have time to overthink or to care too much about them. And they truly feel as though you're a very important and super busy person. So they actually even feel honored within your presence. They totally don't feel as though you would be sitting here watching a video about them and about how they may feel towards you. They are more worried about you even acknowledging or knowing that they exist. They're the type of person who struggles with their confidence around you specifically. So not in general, it's around you specifically, group number 2. All right, next up, we've got the Pale. Yeah, it's time to get out of this situation. They truly feel like they want to get out of this situation and this connection with you with how it is right now. They don't like how it is right now. They want to change it. They want it to be different. They want to spill the beans. They want to have things just have a different vibe, a different connection. Right now, they are not happy with it, group number 2. And then next up, we've got the Wind Chimes. They want peace and harmony. That's what they want most in their life, always. They are the type of person who is just really not dramatic at all. And I just want you to know here that how they feel towards you is also some peace and harmony, in the sense of that you're a drama-free person. They don't think that you're the type of person who's in other people's business, who talks too much about other people. They actually see you as someone who does stand up for what's right, but you're not going to be involved in like drama that doesn't concern you or has nothing to do with you. The Wind Chimes just definitely also shows me that they think that you come from a background that is a little bit more, how do I say this, like exotic, I guess, than it actually is. So they think maybe you have some native roots, that you come from a background that's very interesting, from a lineage that is different than what it actually is. They feel like you have some influences that are kind of very much rooted in spirituality and very much rooted in a lot of tradition too, that they're not super aware of or that they're just not used to. Group number 2, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear and cleanse the space, and then we will continue on with your reading. You, of course, as usual, don't need to do anything. Just continue leaning back, enjoying, relaxing, doing whatever it is you're doing while you're receiving your reading. And I'll be right back to delve even more deeply into your Pick a Card Tarot reading about how they truly feel toward you. Group number 2, are you ready to delve even more deeply into your reading? Because I sure am. I actually think we should use our little divination board, because why not? So here we go. I'll do another close-up of your crystal pyramid because this is so gorgeous. I'm so obsessed with it. I love these little, like, I don't know what they're called, but you know how there's sometimes in high-end watches they have these little dials? This is so im Uhrwerk drin. But I'm not sure what it's called. If you guys know, leave it below in the comment section. But let's get into your reading. I will also be using some of our astro dice so we can see what else we need to know. So we've got Taurus. Taurus is the type of energy that is very dependable, and them thinking about you in Taurus fashion is practical. Okay, they're thinking about, is this a practical relationship? Is this a relationship that can last? Is this a relationship that will actually be able to stand the test of time? That's what they're thinking here within Taurus, and those are some of the thoughts that they are dealing with. All right, so here on Ask Again, I want you to know that astrologically speaking, what we have got here is we have got the symbol of Mercury. Now, Mercury is the planet of the rational mind, of your thinking process. Mercury is the planet that when in retrograde, we need to ask again. So when Mercury is retrograding, there's a lot of trouble and there's a lot of confusion with how they feel toward you, group number 2. And then we also have the number 5. And the number 5 is a number that reminds them of you. So when they see a number 5 on a license plate, when they see a number 5 on the clock, they think about you, and it invokes the thoughts of, where is this going to go? Can this be a long-lasting relationship? And then we've got emotion and intellect. So they feel like they have to sometimes decide between emotion and intellect, like they have to decide between how they feel about you and what is rationally speaking the right thing to do with your relationship. And then within ask again, we've got the number 7. Well, it's right on the verge of not yet. The number 7 is a number of doing things by yourself. So your person thinks that right now they might not be ready for a long-lasting relationship. They think that right now they might not bring to the table what they feel like they should be bringing to the table. Like they're still in hermit mode, that like they're still in self-growth mode. That's one thing that I can see here that your person feels towards the relationship with you, towards you, and also towards themselves. Next, we have the 6 of Fire. Now, the 6 of Fire showing up in reverse shows us that they have had really unsuccessful past relationships that they fought for, but in the end, they kind of ended up looking like a clown, or at least they felt like a clown because they fought for the wrong person. And of course, they don't want that to happen again, group number 2, because of course, who wants to fight for someone that doesn't care back or wouldn't fight back? It is, in a sense, a little bit publicly demeaning, and that is one thing that they've been through, and that is one thing that they, of course, don't want as a repetition in their relationship moving forward. So they do truly feel about you like you would be worth fighting for and that they would fight for you. But their thing is that they're worried about whether you would do the same or whether you would, in a sense, make them feel publicly embarrassed because they fought for you and you didn't want them back. That's what the 9 of Swords is about too. As you can see, this is a card of like worry, of overthinking, of feeling anxious. They feel a lot of anxiety when they think of you. They feel towards you like they have a lot of anxiety about whether they will make the right move, whether it's actually going to be appreciated, whether you are going to judge them, whether you're going to not want them in the end. So they do have this fear of not being up to par. And I know, group number 2, it can be hard when you really like someone or you're interested in someone and you can tell that their self-love is maybe still on a journey that is a little fresh or a little youthful for you to be able to properly explore the connection in. And it can feel hard to deal with. Exactly. That's what I see here in the 3 of Swords. It's like heartache, heartbreak, heart pain. You can see it here in the 3 of Swords. It's like screaming, being up at night thinking, why is this happening? Why me? And I definitely see that they feel like they want to be together. They want to explore this. And they're asking themselves, why me? Why am I not ready? Why am I not in a more secure place? Why haven't I worked on myself differently to be able to show up exactly how I want to show up? And the thing here is that they truly feel about you like you're a great catch. And they also want to be a great catch back. And the thing is that they have to learn to get out of this headspace of wanting to be perfect before they start something. And that's your person's issue, group number 2. They want to already be perfect before they start something with you. And while we can appreciate that they want to be a good match and they want to be good for you, I think we can also appreciate the fact that we can grow in a relationship. We don't always have to show up perfect. We don't have to show up already being someone's dream person, right? Just as we have here this beautiful tiger's eye that is just showing us a very earthy, grounded vibe, we bring the same to relationships with people that we love. They can grow, they can change, they can thrive. They can also break down around us, and it's fine. As long as it's someone that you can work with that respects you. They don't need to be perfect right off the bat, group number 2, but they have had experiences in which they felt like they were not good enough, like they didn't provide enough, and this is something that has scarred them to a certain extent and does make them worried about whether they will be enough for you. Now, group number 2, I'm going to carry on with your reading, but I don't want to make this YouTube video too crazy long, so I will put the extended version of your reading about how they truly feel about you onto my Patreon. So if you want to see the extended version, if you want to watch the full thing, head on over to Patreon. It's linked in the description box too, and you can watch the extended version on there. But you guys know I always upload a lot of content onto YouTube that is free, that is extensive, that is long. That's how it's going to always be and continue group number 2. So don't worry about it, but I didn't want to make this video too crazy long for YouTube. And if you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to let me know. That way I can also understand that, you know what, actually it wasn't too long. Actually, you would have even watched a longer reading. So feel free to give me feedback, you guys. Now, group 2, I love you all so much. Thank you for being part of this prediction, and I can't wait to catch up with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Wandering Star Tarot deck to help guide you to figure out how they truly feel about you. And you chose this gorgeous gold and white crystal pyramid. I mean, just look at this. This is absolutely stunning. I love this for you. It is a beautiful, beautiful mixture of moonstone, howlite, and then we've got these gold flakes in here. I love this, group number 3. It feels so luxe and so feminine in a very divine way. But let's move into your reading, shall we, to figure out precisely how they feel about you and what is going through their mind right now as they think of you. So first up, we've got the 9 of Cups. Now, the Neun der Kelche, which is the 9 of Cups, but in German, is actually a very positive card. It's one of the most favorable ones of the tarot, and it shows that you are able to manifest whatever you desire. This is like a wish card, a genie in a bottle card. I see that he or they view you as someone who is full of vitality, someone who is a very lucky person. And they view you as someone that they would love to have within their presence and that has this very like glowy kind of vibe and aura around them. So they definitely see you as someone who is vibrant and someone who, in a way, makes time and space for everything. They don't know how, but they feel like you do. Like you are a boss who is able to do life in the most, not strategic way, but somehow in the most inspirational way. It's like, how do you even have time for all these things? Next up, we've got the 8 of Swords. So they feel stuck. They feel like they can't move. There is something about you that is not allowing them to free themselves from the constraints. Literally, their hands are tied. They can't text. They can't call. They can't move, group number 3. So I know this sounds really funny, but they feel towards you like you make them so nervous and feel, in a sense, like kind of captured and like they can't move and stunned, really, frozen. That's what I see here in the 8 of Swords in connectivity to the 9 of Cups, because you're just such a unique person and someone who just seems to probably have so many suitors and so many people after them. That's how they feel about you, group number 3. They feel like you're the type of person who just has so many people interested in them. How would you even notice little old them? But here you are watching a video wondering what they're thinking and how they feel towards you. So here within the 10 of Wands, they feel a lot of the sense of not being ready to show how they feel. The 10 of Wands shows us here that right now they're in a situation where they feel captured, where they're burning, where their deepest desires are burning and yearning, but they can't move. They feel stuck. They feel frozen. They feel, in a sense, like they don't know how to proceed. They've never felt this way before. So it is really a situation for them that is completely new. How they feel toward you is something that they've never dealt with. And it's almost like being lovesick, like so into someone that you're afraid to make the wrong move, that you're afraid to say something and alienate them. So in the end, you don't say anything at all because you don't know what to say, you're overthinking it. And the 2 of Cups, which is what we've got here, it's the Zwei der Kelche. It's written in German. For any of you who didn't know, I live in Switzerland, so I do speak German. So here within the 2 of Cups, we have them actually fantasizing and dreaming of being together, being a team, being a beautiful partnership where you see eye to eye, you respect one another, and you're there for one another. They also view you as someone who is quite opposite of them. They're worried that you don't like that, but they themselves, they like that you are opposites in many ways. They like that you are so different in such a unique sense, and they feel as though differences are actually often what keep relationships very interesting and keep them going, because if everybody is the same, then how are you going to actually benefit from one another's strengths, for example? How are you going to be able to bounce off one another's weaknesses, right? If someone is really great at being organized in a relationship, then you can feed off of that. If someone is struggling in a relationship to actually cook healthy foods and stuff like that, if you have someone who's the opposite in the relationship, like one person who struggles to be healthy, one person who does know how to be healthy, you can lean into what you want more of, which is probably to be healthy, right? So having pros and cons, pluses and minuses, your strengths and your weaknesses is really important in a relationship, and they feel that way towards a relationship with you. Here within the Traveler, which corresponds to the number 0, they feel like they're starting at a complete 0 with you. Like, you don't really even know that they exist. Like, you aren't super bothered about them. You are not in a space where you even feel like the connection is anything in particular. So the Traveler shows that they feel like they're starting from 0, but a relationship with you has great potential. It has this feeling of adventure, and they are just at the beginning. They still want to actually travel to places with you. They still want to do things with you that you may have never imagined. And one thing about the Traveler is also that they're maybe almost a little bit like childish about what can be done. Because I see here in the Knight of Acorns that they have this really strong drive, this want and need for action to move forward and get things done. But then at the same time, they're too shy or too worried to break out of this kind of state of fear. So there are two polar opposites that are drawing them in different directions. For one, they're very confident, and then for two, they're kind of feeling stuck, and they're feeling like they don't know how to approach the next step. But to them, they feel like once they know for sure where they stand with you, then they'll be free. Then we've got this jump here within the Traveler where they're taking a big leap of faith. We've got the sun in the background, which is symbolic of warmth and family and closeness. But it is about overcoming this hurdle that you're at with them right now, group number 3. And then we've got the Two of Shells, which is, by the way, the exact same card as the Zwei der Kelche, the Two of Cups here. It's just two different decks, group number 3. And let me tell you, the Two of Cups, the Two of Shells, is basically the best card for you to receive when it comes to romantic love. So they truly think of you as a romantic love that they are so beyond interested in. They feel a lot of harmony, a lot of a sensation of union and being a real partnership with you. They see you as an equal. They see you as someone that they can love for a very long time to come. And they see you as a romantic partner that would be ideal for them. So they do have a lot of very genuine love and care for you, group number 3. And the Queen of Crystals shows us that one thing they also want to do is to provide comfort and prosperity. They want to make you proud. They want to make you feel like you made the right choice to be with them. And this is something that makes them a little bit jelly sometimes of other people who are a little bit further along on their journey or are just in a place where they feel like they want to be, because they want to basically give you the world, but they're sometimes worried that they can't provide as much as someone else, and that can make them retreat. That can make them kind of feel like, well, what I have isn't good enough now, and rather than taking what they have, working on it and making it better and presenting that to you and giving you the option to choose them if you want to, they kind of shy away completely, and they kind of just exit the game. It's like they're giving up prematurely without even realizing that you care about how they feel towards you. You care about them, and You maybe even want to be with them. You want to be in a connection. So next we've got the Page of Cups, which is the Page of Water signs. This also shows us an inexperience with the current situation and the current feelings. Your person doesn't know how to deal with their feelings towards you. They don't know how to express their emotions. They don't know how to best make it clear that they are very romantically interested in you and interested in being together in the long term. They're really, really struggling with figuring out how they can make this known. And within the Keeper, they are the type of person who will keep things within forever, group number 3. Like, they keep so many of their emotions and their feelings and what they're going through to themselves. They probably need some therapy to just be able to let it all out and speak about it. As I do see here within the Keeper, like, they struggle so much to open up to other people, and being with you is different. Being with you shows that, you know, they want to open up. They want to do things differently. They want to be 100% transparent and there for you and with you. And the thing here within the Keeper is that right now they're in a place of indecisiveness. They're not quite sure, do I open up? Do I not? Do I text? Do I stay silent? Do I call? So this indecisiveness is something that may actually irritate you or make you feel like they're actually not a keeper, even though they are group number 3. And I see here within the second house that physical security and prosperity is something that they deem as really important. In group 3, you may also find physical abundance to be important, you know, money and material values and stuff like that. But I just want you to understand that being with someone who finds this really important too and wants to provide it for you, you in the end are most likely going to have to be the one that even says, like, look, you have to tone it down a little, work a little bit less. All of this money isn't doing anything for us if in the end you're not healthy or you're not feeling well or you work yourself to the bone and burn out. So that is where I can see here that they have this feeling of their identity being attached to what they can provide. And the Knight of Acorns shows that they're very driven to take these actionable steps. And until they have a certain amount of money and provisions and earthly things that they can provide for you, they feel stuck. They feel like, why even present myself, like I have here for you within the 8 of Swords, group number 3, as well as the 10 of Wands. Like, why even move forward? Why even try to present myself? Because I feel like I'm not where I need to be in order for this magnificent being, which you are here, group number 3, within the 9 of Cups, for this magnificent being to even spare me a second chance, a second look, or even be interested in me. So there are definitely some feelings of you being above them. It's not that they don't have confidence. It's not that they have low self-esteem. It's just that they feel quite clearly that you are out of their league, that you are more good looking for your age in comparison to them, already extremely successful, and like you have a very full life. What would you need them for? Next up, we've got Neptune, and when it comes to the heavenly bodies, this is the body of imagination, spirituality, and this is the body of dreaming and transcending. So not just dreaming big, but actually also taking action to transcend, to do big things. Neptune is also, by the way, the heavenly body that rules Pisces, which is a very psychic sign, and it is a sign of caring, being responsive, and also having spiritual depth. Now, this is one thing that they feel about you, like you are someone who's very sensitive and has a lot of depth. You're not someone who has a lot of width, so you may not be the life of the party or the person with the most friends or the most open person to just go up to everybody and speak to them. You may be a little bit more introverted, but you are definitely the type of person with the most depth. That's what they feel here about you within Neptune, group number 3. So right now, I feel compelled to cleanse the space and be right back with you, group number 3. So you don't need to do anything, by the way, group number 3. I will do that right now. Just continue to lean back, relax, and enjoy your reading. And I will be right back to delve even more deeply into how they truly feel about you. Hello, group number 3. Welcome back. Did you miss me? So let's get a little more into it. I will put your little gold and yellow and white looking pyramid right down here on our divination board so that we can just take in these energies and allow for them to guide us in your reading about how they truly feel about you. And then we'll also use our Astro Dice right here. So let's see what's up with your person. All right, and not known, we actually have Pluto. All right, we landed on Pluto. Let me just make sure we are in focus. Pluto is actually the planet, or shall I say heavenly bodies, of the shared resources, transformation, death, the afterlife, sex. I just want you to know here in Not Known that this is something that they totally have no idea what to expect with you. They don't know how you would be physically, romantically, in an intimate sense. They feel as though you could either be really great to be with, have no expectation whatsoever. Of course, they hope and wish that you are someone who is really great behind closed doors, but of course they don't have anything that's leading them to believe that their opinion is true or that it should be like in any certain way. So long story short, they don't know what to expect with you when it comes to romance. All right, so we've also got Libra here. Within Libra, I can see here that your person brings some Libra energy to the table. And this Libra energy is an energy that is focused on giving. This is a very diplomatic type of energy. They're a little flirty, a little indecisive at times. And as already mentioned, they haven't quite decided about you and how you are romantically speaking. Then we've got the number 9 that fell onto maybe. So with the number 9, I want you to know that this is a number of someone who sees the world as a big picture thing. This is the number of someone who is philanthropic, the number of an individual who has a need to help out other people and to be there for humanity. And I do see here within the number 9, as well as maybe, that they truly feel like you're someone who might not even have enough time for a relationship with them. Excuse me for the noise. Group number 3, I was just getting out my little pouch for us to move a little further into your reading with some charms. Okay, so what I intuitively had for you was this dragon. So they're not sure whether you're a dragon behind closed doors in the bedroom. All right, as we did have the Plutoid, which is the heavenly body of all things that happen behind closed doors, as well as shared resources. So they do have like this incline towards, okay, maybe you are a little fiery, but they don't know. And then we also have this kind of circle here, which is a symbol for eternity. It is a symbol for wholeness, for fullness. And then we also have a feather that popped out of our pile or our bag of little charm goodies. So this is pretty meaningful in the sense of your feather landing here on the table, pointing towards not known and ask again. They're not yet sure whether they can be soft with you. The feather indicates softness, but also taking flight, right? Going somewhere unknown and being up in the air, not knowing for sure. And I see here that this is, again, they're not sure how you feel about them. And they're also totally not sure how to categorize you. You scare them in a sense because they don't know what to expect. And that is scary for a lot of people. A lot of people are scared of the things they don't know. They are scared when they don't know what to expect. They are frightened when they absolutely have zero idea of what the other person thinks. And it makes sense, because who wants to open up and be rejected or just like find out that the other person isn't as interested? So that's where I see here in the Knight of Swords, we've got these little chicken vibes. So on one hand, they do want to approach you and they do want to take a step towards you, but then on the other hand, they are riding the chicken, okay? There is a little bit of this like chicken vibe in the sense of fear. But chickens are also creatures that are very social and that can get over fear. And they live really long, by the way, you guys, as long as they're not being grown and used for meat production and, you know, in the farming industry. Chickens can live like 20 years. Birds in general live a really long time. I think we all underestimate their lifespan. but that's like another topic for probably a Discovery Channel type of video, for a animal channel, but we are doing tarot here. So in the Four of Batons, I just want you to know here that he or they feel as though they have to fight for you, and they're kind of a little bit worried about the competition. The Four of Batons shows us here kind of intertwining and crossing over, that there is definitely a part of them that wonders, will they have to do this forever? And is this something that you enjoy? Because they do have a little bit of an ego. Your person doesn't want to be seen as, you know, just the poor schmuck that's fighting over you while you're sitting there on your throne, laughing and having a good time. And I see here within the Eight of Coins that one thing about how they feel towards you is that they feel like it is work to get to know you, and they're not used to that. And because they're not used to that, and they're kind of a little bit used to like getting what they want, I just want you to know that this can be foreign to them, because in a world where they are the one who is maybe a little bit more chased or more the prize, more the one that gets to call the shots, it is weird for them when things are all of a sudden different. But group number 3, let me just tell you, some people need that. Why didn't it work out in their past relationships? Well, maybe because they are not meant to be in a relationship in which they are being chased. That might be inherently unnatural for them. They may not know that, but until they meet someone that changes that dynamic, they're probably not going to be in lasting relationships. Next up, we've got the Moon. Now, the Moon is a card that indicates that intuition is important and that they feel about you like you are the type of person that influences a lot of people around them. So if you're the Moon and you know these creatures are your friends, your family, your co-workers, the people that you show up with every single day, you're the type of person who has a lot of influence and a lot of say. That's how they feel about you. And because of this, they also do become quite aware of the fact that if they mess up, you are likely going to tell other people, or you might tell other people. So that is something that makes them a little nervous. That is something where they're like, okay, I have to be careful with this person because they're not playing around and they're not going to let me kind of mess up or be able to do just whatever I want to do. Oh, okay, so we've got intuition, which we were literally just speaking of, as well as celebration. Now, intuition showing up now in the form of this unicorn and this depiction that just shows that it is time for you to trust your intuition. It's pointing in the right direction, quite literally, from your third eye chakra. This confirming what we spoke about with the Moon is the universe's way of saying, yes, this is your reading group number 3, because there is no coincidence within tarot and oracle cards, and everything has meaning. That's why we're here, right? And I see within celebration that how they truly feel about you is that they want to go out and have fun with you. They want to see how you dance, how you have fun once you're out of the house, if you drink any alcoholic beverages, how much you drink, how you behave, and they want you to be a +1 at a wedding. That's one thing I'm getting here within celebration. So they are definitely in a state of wanting to go out and have a good time with you. And when it comes to other parts of the relationship where they're feeling a little uncertain and a little unsure, that is where they sweat. Group number 3, that is where they're like, I don't really know what to think or what to expect. So within celebration, I just want you to understand that going out and having fun, it's no crime. And if you're watching my video, you are most likely in the age where you're still able to do that without feeling like it's weird. Not that you should ever feel like going out is weird, but you know what I mean. Where you can just enjoy your life, and in a sense it's kind of expected, or it's kind of like a time where you're still getting a lot of attention, far more than you'll maybe get 20 years from now. And the thing here is that it is up to you to live your life, and the person that is meant for you is going to love seeing you be so invigorated. They're going to love seeing you dance and move and be in a state of ecstasy and joy and moving your body and feeling empowered. Like, the right person will love that. So I do see that how they feel about you is that they want to see more of your wild side. They want to see a little bit more of who you really are, authentically speaking, group number 3, and they want you to open up more. Now, group 3, I feel inclined and compelled to cleanse the space and clear it out and come back so we can move even more deeply into your reading. So just hold on tight while I do so, and I will be right back with you. Hello, group number 3. Let's carry on with your reading, shall we? Okay, so these are a few letters that we intuitively received for you. So we've got S, D, A, R, E, and A. Okay, very interesting. So, one thing that I'm seeing here is dear, and then S-A. Okay, so one thing about how they truly feel about you is that they feel a very soft energy. That's why they were to start a letter, a love letter, any kind of conversation with dear. And then we've got SA for important letters within this connection. Let's move a little further into it to see what else that they truly feel about you, group number 3. So we've got act as if your partner were here, whether you have someone in your life or not. Act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. So I do see here that your person, how they truly feel about you, is that they would always act in a way that makes you feel proud. They're not the kind of person to go out here and do funny things out in public that would embarrass you. Another vibe that I'm getting is dear SA as in sale assistant. So going out there, behaving very respectfully, and surprising you with gifts. Some people's love language is gifts. And I'm so tired of people like demonizing this love language, because it is valid and it's just as important. Even in the animal kingdom, there are a lot of animals who use gifts in order to impress their partner. And next up, within the eagle spirit, I just want you to know that when it comes to this person, when it comes to how they truly feel about you, they just feel very naturally inclined to do it. Like they see something that you like and they immediately think about you. They're like a, oh, just because kind of person. That's what I see here within the eagle spirit. Next up, we've also got the antelope spirit. Now, this card usually shows up when life speeds up, when things are happening a lot more quickly than usual. So at the moment, how they feel about you is progressing a lot faster than you thought that it would. So they're thinking about you a lot more often these past days. I want to figure out how many times per day that they're really thinking about you, group number 3. Let's use our astro dice to figure this out. Oh, okay, so it's landed on the number 11. Okay, that's what we've got here. That's what your astro dice landed on. And the number 11 is a master number. It is definitely a number of taking the initiative. And then we also have the number 2 for a no. So I just want you to know here that with the number 2, when it comes to your person and how they truly feel about you, they don't like anything in which you are connected with someone else that alludes to you having a different partner within your life. They want to be the one. They want to be the only one. But the thing is, like, if you're not ready, why are you mad if someone else likes me? You know what I'm saying? So they kind of need to like hurry up. They need to speed up in a sense that gives you certainty and security. And then we also have Taurus here. Taurus energy is energy that is super grounded, practical, and knows what it wants. But weirdly enough, a lot of the Tauruses that I've met would have actually been terrible partners and would have not really been the kind of people to settle down with. So for me, Taurus men have not turned out to be anything that people make them out to be. But, you know, for you, group number 3, that might be different, since we all are a little different. But let's move a little further into your reading, since this reading is about how they truly feel about you. So they may identify as whoever they like. Let's pick a door for you. Okay, we have this blue door. Now, secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories and sketches for others to find. So one thing that I'm getting here is that when it comes to this person, you remind them of their past. You remind them of someone who they were once close to that has since passed away. Oh goodness, we've got 1111. Did we not just talk about 11? Did that just not show up within your reading? Group 3, if you've been seeing 1111 or 111 in real life, know that this is your synchronicity. 1111 is an angel number. Well, 111. Numbers and doubles, synchronicity and 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. Group number 3. I just want you to know here that when it comes to this person, you've got more control than you thought, and this is a connection that is more fated than you expected it to be. So how they truly feel about you is some nervosity, a good deal of nervosity, and I also just want to figure out what month of the year is the most important one with your connection with this person. Okay, so we've got February for you, group number 3. February is a very important and telling month with this person, and I want to see everything that's going to happen in February with them and beyond. So group number 3, I don't want this video to be too crazy long, so I'm going to put the extended version from here on out onto my Patreon. The link to that is below in the description box. But you guys know that, as usual, I always upload really long videos here on YouTube that are completely free for you to watch and consume and receive messages from. So I will end your reading right here, group number 3. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. And for my beautiful patrons, I will continue this reading over on Patreon to get into a little bit more depth, because I know you guys, my patrons, you are diehard fans. You want to know every single little detail, and I want you guys on YouTube to not feel like the videos are too lengthy. So that's how we're going to do it. Group number 3, thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. Now, you chose my Dark Heart Tarot deck in connectivity to this beautiful multicolored multiverse pyramid made out of glass and crystals. So I hope that you're enjoying the vibe, the look of the pyramid that you chose, because we're going to get into it now and figure out precisely how they truly feel about you. So let's get into it, group number 4, shall we? I can't wait to get into all of the nitty-gritty little details. You guys are going to be obsessed with this reading because I'm not going to leave out anything. All right? I hope that you're ready to lean back, relax, and enjoy, because this reading is the only reading you're going to need. So first up, we've got the 4 of Cups as well as the 2 of Pentacles, group number 4. The 4 of Cups shows us that how they truly feel about you. They feel in the 4 of Cups as though you probably have a lot more people in your life who are rooting for you, who are romantically into you, who are after being with you. Like your person that you're thinking about right now, group number 4, that prompted you to click on this video and receive this psychic pick a card tarot reading. This person sees you as a lot more outgoing than you probably are. And the 4 of Cups shows us here that they are more of a lonely island kind of person. They are more of a lone wolf. So therefore they feel like, is there an imbalance here? Am I too boring for her? Am I too boring for group number 4's person? And here within the 2 of Pentacles, I just want you to know that they see you as someone who has different sides to them. And they love that about your personality. They love that you're not boring, you're outgoing, there's always something going on with you, group number 4. And they're the type of person who feels as though that provides balance, because you have your quiet moments, you have your outgoing moments. They feel like you are somebody who can be very masculine at work, but then also very feminine in your private life. And the 4 of Cups shows a very kind of chill vibe coming from them. So how they truly feel towards you is, in a sense, also like they want to sit back and watch and see how you operate. They want to spend a little bit more time scoping out whether they have a lot of competition, and also figure out precisely how your life carries on if they don't intervene. So they're a little bit of an observer from a distance, because again, they are worried that they are not good enough or compatible enough for you at this point in time, because of the fact that they are more of a loner and they are someone who gets super attached. And the devil, oh, group number 4. Not that this is a bad card. It's actually a pretty seductive card at this point in your reading because it shows that they have some dark, naughty thoughts about you, group number 4. All right, someone had to tell you, and this may not be completely PG-13, and I hope that this doesn't get censored, but yeah, they dream about what may happen romantically and between the sheets with you. They feel as though you're probably like a little devil in bed, but in the best possible way, group number 4. And they also have some thoughts that they probably wouldn't share with anyone about you. They have some thoughts of what they want to do to you, what they want you to do to them. And the devil definitely shows us here that when it comes to your person, they are the type of individual that brings very like dark Scorpio energy to the table. In case you didn't know, Scorpio energy is very sensual energy, even though actually I have to say the devil is ruled by the zodiac sign of Capricorn. I am getting the Scorpio vibe that they love from you. So if you've got Scorpio in your birth chart, then you know this reading is for you, group number 4. So next up, we have the 5 of Cups. They truly feel like you will break their heart. Group 4, you are their atypical heartbreaker. You are the type of person that fits just in the mold of the individual, the type of individual that would leave them heartbroken and that would make them absolutely crazy. All right, and they feel a little bit worried and afraid to get too close to you because when they do that and they open up and they really kind of put themselves in a vulnerable position, they're worried about what's going to happen. So a mechanism that they use to protect themselves is to create a little bit of emotional distance. So even though they want to, even though they're very tempted, that's what we've got here within the Devil card, which is a card of being really tempted, successfully not giving into that temptation is what I see from your reading so far, because the fear of what may happen if they give their power to you is so big. So they're definitely careful around you. How they truly feel is like, this girl, this person is trouble. I don't know where I'm gonna end up if I really give into these feelings that I have for her and what I might do just to impress her. So next up, we've got the Ace of Cups. This is actually the card that represents a new romantic beginning, a new relationship. The Ace of Cups is the ace of the element of water, and the element of water is the element of relationships and love and everything that has to do with emotions, and the ace always represents a new beginning. When this card comes into a reading, just as you guys know from my tarot reader course, all right, this message is flying in with the Black Raven, and it's telling you, you know what? This is someone with whom you're most likely going to end up in a little bit of a situationship or even full-blown relationship with, okay? Because the Ace of Cups shows us that they truly feel strongly towards you. They truly feel like, oh, there is something here that I can't ignore, but I'm also kind of afraid to explore. Oh, did you see how that rhymed to group number 4? That was by accident. I want to say it was no coincidence, but it was definitely a coincidence. So I just want you to know here, group number 4, that when it comes to your person, they are interested, and because they have interest, they have fear, they're worried, they find you seductive, they're worried about who they will turn into. They're worried about simping, they're worried about becoming a Labrador, a golden retriever, and they've never been like that. So they're trying to resist and stay away. I see here within the Beaver spirit that the thing with them is like they know, okay, they need to build a solid foundation in order for that to happen. So they're resisting doing that. They're trying to be a little bit in and out. They're trying to be like a little bit situationship-like. They're trying to not put themselves in a situation where they've laid the foundation so solid that they completely fall in love with you and are head and heels kind of like fallen in love with you, head over heels. I don't know why I said head and heels, group number 4. I'll just leave this in because why not just leave the little authentic mistakes and little authentic tripping over my words in my pick a card readings. I think it will be funny for you guys to listen into and to experience and to see like how quickly these messages are coming to the point where I can't even properly speak. So in laying a solid foundation, as already mentioned, they're trying to step away from laying too much of a solid foundation. They're trying to keep it a little bit wonky so that at any point they can be like, oh, the foundation isn't that solid. Let me just take a little step away. Let me not get too involved. Let me just kind of protect my heart and my feelings. And here within the porcupine spirit, the thing is like they always want to go back to this beginner mind. They always want to go back to the start of the relationship and kind of fizzle in and out so that it never gets to a point where you have too many expectations, because they're afraid of expectations. What they truly feel about you is that you could have anybody and you could expect anything from anybody. And the thing is that when you find out that they are not fulfilling that many expectations on purpose, they're not super busy, there's nothing that is actually stopping them from really, really being in this for real, you're going to leave them. They are worried about that. They are worried that you're going to walk out of their life. So that is why they're giving just enough to still be in the race, to still have your interest, but not so much that it is completely clear that they may fall head over heels in love with you and you will have complete control over them. They don't want to give that power away. They don't want to give that to you. They don't want to give that to anyone moving forward. They're just in a situation where they would like to protect themselves. You guys, I have to make sure our props are nicely aligned so that the video has this aesthetic touch that you know every Vanessa Somuayina video brings to the table. So we have one card that kind of, why is this right side up? We've got the leg. Okay, so they're about stepping into a new experience. I want you to know that how they truly feel about you is that being with you is a new experience. It's something different. It's like the leg literally stepping over a ledge, over the like door frame, if you will, and stepping into a new experience. Like, have you ever stepped barefoot onto the grass outdoors, onto the ground? I mean, I hope you have at this point, group number 4. If not, you've got to try it. It is mind-boggling. But when you don't do it very often and you just do it every now and then, it feels incredible. It feels, in a weird way, almost life-changing. I know this sounds very dramatic, but also just grounding yourself is very healthy for your body. Actually earthing, so connecting with earth through being barefoot on the ground, that is something that actually helps heal your body and your nervous system. And here within the grapes, okay, I want you to know that they truly feel about you like it's time to go out and have fun together. They want to have fun by going out and experiencing things with you. And they also feel like you're the type of person who's literally like a grape, like gets better with age, like fine wine. That is the type of aging that they see for you. So I just want you to know here with the grapes and the leg that it is new to them. They've usually met people who don't get better with age, but you seem to be like aging backwards, group number 4. And then here we've got the mice. Oh, all right. So how they truly feel. Right now they're going through some discord, through some sort of difficult and very challenging situation with friends or family. I see that that is really upsetting them. We've got that in the 5 of Cups too. And that is something that's making it hard for them to enter and entertain a new relationship because they are in an argument, in a disagreement, and in connectivity to the beaver and the 5 of Cups. This is family, not friends. And it's making them feel like they are not adequate. It's making them feel very inadequate. It's making them feel unlovable. It's making them wonder whether they bring enough to the table. It's giving them this vibe of also not wanting to introduce someone new to their family because they're worried about what their family members are going to say and how they might mess up the relationship. Oh yes, the 9 of Swords, the card of overthinking. Look at that. Look at how our little owl is unable to sleep, is unable to rest, is clutching onto her pearls. Oh no, our owl is definitely in a difficult situation, mentally speaking. That is how they feel. The person who you are inquiring about within this reading, they're clutching their pearls, they're up at night, they can't sleep, the bed feels like hot lava. I just want you to know here that They don't want to bring someone into this mess, into this drama, into this discord that they have with their family. And this is something that has been bothering them. And I would say most families have some sort of skeletons in the closet. No family is perfect. And a lot of families have very shocking things that have transpired or people have done. So the thing is, he's singling himself out a little bit, which isn't super necessary, as I see here within the King of Cups, that actually, you know, he's very put together. I keep saying he because I'm getting a lot of masculine energy from your person, group number 4. I don't want you to feel as though it has to be a man, but they do have a lot of masculinity. What they identify as, of course, you guys know my channel is open for everybody, doesn't matter, but I'm getting masculine energies. So that is why I'm using pronoun he. So I see that he is patient, he is kind, he is emotionally intelligent, and he is a water sign. Wow, that rhymed again. He's patient, he's kind, he's emotionally intelligent, and he's a water sign. You guys, I need to write songs. This could really be a banger. Let's lay a beat over this. So with a water sign, I mean a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This is the type of person who is older. They have lived many lives, or at least it feels like that when you speak to them. They are the type of person who truly feels about you like you deserve the world. And that is what makes them sweat, because they're like, can I offer the world? Can I really do all of this? So your person, group number 4, I just want you to know they truly feel like you are very attractive, and they truly feel as though they would rather stay away than bring drama into your existence. So they're very respectful, actually, and they do put you first. And that's something we see very seldom, especially these days, group number 4, where we've got the sassy man apocalypse going on, where a lot of men or a lot of people who should be in their masculine, they think that they are the prize when they are not. They are the ones who are meant to be chasing. They are the ones who are meant to be making all of these masculine moves, and a lot of them are just not, and we need to stop enabling that. But that is another story for another time. If you guys were on my Instagram, then you would have seen what I was answering to all of your DMs about sassy men who are trying to make you chase, who are making you feel like you are in your masculine even though you should be in your feminine, and how I feel about that entire dynamic and what you can do about it. Now, my gorgeous souls of group number 4, this is the reading that I've received for you up until now, but we'll delve a lot more deeply into your prediction. All you need to do is to continue relaxing, laying back, just being in your zone. I will now clear and cleanse the space, and I will be right back for us to get more deeply into your reading. Welcome back, group number 4. So we've got our divination board as well as your beautiful crystal pyramid right here. I mean, just look at this thing. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Group number 4, let's get a little further into your reading to figure out precisely how they truly feel about you. I will be using some charms first up for you. So let's see what the charms are going to say for your situation. So we have got this kind of like pinky swear charm, as well as this yoga charm, this tree pose charm. So these charms did not land on the board, so I just want you to know that what this means is that how they feel about you is that there's a grounded feeling and a feeling of like being very much together that is not questioned. Okay, you see this little pinky swear charm as well as the tree pose for yoga. I just want you to know here that their feelings are certain. They're not asking themselves whether you are worth the time, worth the energy. They know that you are. Their feelings are pretty certain towards you, and this is just overall something that they're not questioning at all. All right, next up, what I see here that landed on no is actually our planetary placement of Jupiter. So one thing that is just not working for your person is their Jupiter. Jupiter is actually the planet, or shall I say heavenly body of growth. It's the heavenly body of higher education, travel, communication. They just overall, they're not the best communicator. They're not best at texting. They are not amazingly good at emailing or calling either. They're more a in-person type of individual. And here with Jupiter, I just want you to know that they're very much interested in growth and philosophy and growing as a person, but what they're really not into is like social media in general. All right, so we have your dice, which landed on the sign of Sagittarius. So having Sagittarius here shows us like some very strong fire sign energy with this person and how they truly feel about you. Sagittarius is a sign of discipline. It's a sign of also being very kind of extreme, if you will. So don't be surprised if this person is either all in or all out with the relationship at times. And then we also have Gemini between not known and free will. So I just want you to know that Gemini is a sign that usually is very torn, that can be very indecisive. Gemini is communicative and inquisitive and very versatile and adaptable. But I just want you to know here that this comes with like very hot and cold energy. So how they feel towards you is that you are a great match to their hot and cold energy, because they are the type of person who is all over the place. They're the type of person who finds it hard to focus, to concentrate. I am not surprised if your person who you're thinking about and wondering how they truly feel about you has something such as ADHD that they're dealing with, because overall they're just the type of individual that finds it hard to keep their attention on one spot, even in one relationship. They've struggled with that in the past, and this is something that really worries them, not just in correlation to you, but in correlation to relationships in general. I also want to see what we'll receive here with letters. So we've got TID, then we've got R and R. All right, this is interesting. So RID, TR. What do we have here? Add a couple extra letters for some clear messaging from Spirit. Okay, so we've got E as well as U. Okay, so one thing that I'm getting is Tide. We've got that right here. Tide. Excuse me. Group number 4, Tide. Here we go. But we also have True. Let's just put that together for you, group number 4. True, and then RID. True, RID. All right. So the thing here with how they feel about you is that they have very genuine feelings. But another thing about how they truly feel about you is that they don't want to have these very genuine feelings. They feel trapped. They feel like group number 4, and I know nobody is going to want to tell you this, and it's hard to hear, and I know like this is not what you might want your favorite tarot reader to say, but you guys, I am also your big sis from the internet. I am getting a little bit of slight toxic vibes from this person, all right? Because they're worried to like too much. They're worried to care a lot. They worry about falling in love, and that's just something that I'm feeling a little bit uneasy about. And here in the 5 of Coins, how they truly feel toward you is also that they worry whether they can afford you. I know, group number 4, it might sound really funny and crazy in a way, but they know that you have a certain standard in your life and that you're not in the mood to lower that standard just because of them. And the thing is, like, there is nothing wrong with this. I actually truly feel as though lowering your standards never goes well, especially romantically speaking. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with you having high standards, group number 4. So the thing here with the 5 of Pentacles is just how they feel about it, right? They are worried about the standards that you've got. They're worried that you have standards that are maybe even too high for them to be able to meet. And this is just something where they feel a little bit self-conscious about how much money that they make or how much they will be able to provide in an earthly sense, as the suit of Pentacles corresponds to the element of earth, and they're worried that they're doing it wrong. So not necessarily just if they can pay the price tag, but also, are they doing the romantic gestures right? Do they do things in a way that you actually feel loved? They also feel as though there's a little bit of pressure because the more they spend, the less they actually want to leave or not kind of lose out on you. So that's another point where they're trying to be careful because, again, feelings and catching feelings is a concern for your person. Next up, we have got the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands shows us that they truly feel like it is about time, that they're real with themselves about how they feel towards you, the strong feelings, the feelings of love, the feelings of not being certain, the feelings where they've got fear of rejection, fear of not living up to the standard, just confronting all of it and shedding the old skin. That's what snakes do in order to grow, in order to also be more authentic. So the Nine of Wands showing up here within your reading, it shows that they are feeling like everything is getting a little tighter, a little harder for them to keep up a facade, and a little bit more like they have to now finally perform. They have to finally actually be honest with themselves about how they feel towards you, how they feel towards relationships, because they can no longer be childish about it. They have to kind of graduate to the next cycle, to the next existence within this lifetime. And the thing here with your person and how they truly feel is that they are a little bit worried of what may come out of the situation. They're a little bit worried of what their confessional might look like. Next up, we've got new beginnings. However, there will be new beginnings, and overall, this is just like a phase of a little bit of overthinking that they're going through, a phase of a little bit of worry about how they truly feel about you, and, you know, having true love, true feelings, true wants and needs to be around you and to have you in their life, but again, also trying to rid themselves of it because they have never felt something so strong, and it is a little intimidating, a little scary for them. So once they kind of settle into the thought of it and they calm down and chill out from freaking out, you will find that, you know, new beginnings are next. And then we've also got the unicorn, and the unicorn stands for serendipity. The unicorn is all about some unexpected goodness still coming from this person, some unexpected, very positive actions, sentiments, and feelings towards you from them that you obviously didn't see coming, that will surprise you, but in the best possible way. If this is the first time that you're receiving a pick a card tarot reading by me, then you may not be familiar with this, but let me just educate you. My subscribers are the unicorn family. My subscribers are the unicorn army. So seeing this represented within the reading, it just shows here that your person that you're thinking of as you're receiving this reading, they see you as a unicorn. They see you as a very special being, and that is also why you will be able to invite this serendipity in, because hey, they appreciate who you are, how unique that you are, and they also are slowly starting to think to themselves, if I don't do something now, I may lose my unicorn. I may lose my little unicorn baby, and I have to take action. I can't let that happen. So there will be this kicking in of emotions of feeling protective and actually wanting to make sure, like, hey, let me start this thing on a new beginning. Let me invite some unexpected serendipity in and show my gorgeous little unicorn what I'm made of, and that I'm not actually this person who can't deal with very real, heavy, and intense emotion. So let's also see what month of the year we're looking at when this will happen. Okay, May will be a very monumental month of the year for this to take place. May is the month of change. May is the month of his feelings becoming more clear, and just overall, like the change in the dynamic of the relationship and clarity coming in about how they truly feel about you. I mean, real clarity, big clarity. I mean, a very big gesture that's coming from this person, a grand gesture. So group number 4, what I'm going to do is clear and cleanse the space again and be back with you so we can move a little more deeply into your reading. Just continue to relax and enjoy, and I'll be right back with you. Welcome back, group number 4. So let's move into your reading a little more deeply to figure out more about how they truly feel about you. So we have got wisdom as well as the Three of Earth, but this actually showed up in reverse. So the Three of Earth reverse shows us here that when it comes to you, they feel as though they will finally be able to reap what they've sown, because through a lot of wisdom and going through really difficult relationships, they see you as a gem. They see you as someone who is very special. And as already mentioned, it does scare them to some degree, and I know this might sound really weird, group number 4, but they also see a certain amount of like innocence and naive thinking within you. And I know it may seem like it's not this way, but they are wondering whether they're going to kind of ruin that in you, whether they're going to take that away, whether they're actually going to bring some darkness, because they also have a very dark side to them. And by dark side and gaining wisdom, I mean like they have seen some things in this lifetime, and they've been put in situations where they have had to do things they don't feel proud of, or they felt like they had to do things that they're not proud of, and they don't really want to taint you with it. They do respect you to the degree of feeling like they might be bringing a certain kind of vibe to your life that you're not used to. And them going through some really hard times, them experiencing some things that they don't really want to recite, that were dark and ugly and heavy, that's just something that they don't feel like you could relate to, and they feel as though it would take a little bit of your childlike wonderment away. So they're worried about that. Next up, we have got the Six of Air, but Six of Air reverse actually. And the thing here is that it's funny to them how you come from such different worlds, yet you feel so connected. And the Six of Air shows that you have completely turned things upside down when it comes to how they see the world. They used to see the world a lot more black and white, a lot different actually, but being with you changed them. Being with you changed their outlook in a positive way, group number 4. And you kind of gave them this feeling that they can do more than they ever thought possible. The whole vibe of manifesting, of dreaming big, is something that they knew of, but they kind of thought like, oh, this is just talk, this is just BS, this is just, you know, people on the internet just saying something. But you actually kind of opening the door to them understanding that this is a real energy, this is something that truly happens, is new and has been exciting for them, group number 4. And that's something they'll always remember you for. That's something that they will never forget, and that they also kind of feel, in a sense, they didn't expect and didn't deserve to a degree, all right, to enter into the portal of energy that you are. So next up, we have got the Five of Voices. So they have some conflicting voices and feelings within them that they are dealing with, group number 4. And this is not easy, because having an internal kind of dialogue with yourself that is telling you to take some steps forward, take steps backwards, just overall being in a bit of a conflict, is where I can see that they're trying to leave the old behind and move forward with just a new, because that's the only way that they truly feel like things between you and them could work out. But a leopard doesn't change its spots, and I have to tell you to be careful, group number 4, with this person. You guys know I'm your big sis, and I will always tell you if I feel away. And when it comes to your person, group number 4, I feel as though you might be making some concessions being with this person. And relationships are always about compromise, concessions, give and take, at least to a degree. But there are certain things that you just don't need to accept and shouldn't accept, only under very rare and specific circumstances. And I just want you to know here, group number 4, that you have to be selective with your partner, as in not just worrying how they feel about you, but how do you feel about them? And that's exactly where the Hierophant comes into play. Now, this tarot card, which corresponds to the number 5, isn't showing up for nothing. In the tarot, the Hierophant, which, as already mentioned, corresponds to the number 5, and we just had the 5 of Voices show up for you. It is actually symbolic of stability and thinking, overthinking, higher education and just taking time away to really study a situation. That's what I see in the Hierophant. That is what your guides want you to do right now, group number 4. It's not just so much about how do they feel about me. How do you feel about them, group number 4? Do you really love how they treat you, or is this reading actually a divine intervention and a wake-up call to tell you, like, hey, they might be okay, but you can do better. Or, hey, you might like certain aspects of them, but aren't other aspects a little toxic? Are you sure that's something you can put up with? Or do you have to draw a boundary and see whether they overstep that boundary? Because there are also a lot of people who like overstepping boundaries. I mean, group number 4, I was literally in a situation like that where I was dating somebody, and you could tell it just turned them on to constantly overstep my boundaries. They love that. And until I realized my worth, my value, and my confidence and my dignity, in a way, I didn't mind as much, or I didn't put a stop to it, but you could just tell whenever you would tell this person, or whenever, let's just be blunt, whenever I would tell this person, I don't like this, I don't want to do this, it became more intriguing to them. And they tried more and more to push me to do the things that I didn't like doing. And that is weird, isn't it, group number 4? Especially in this day and age, that screams like toxic, it screams issues, it screams just control freak, weirdo, it screams you've got some things to work on. And I just want you to be very wary of the fact that some people may seem cute on the outside, but you don't know if they've got some of this boundary issue thing going on the inside, which can turn toxic and difficult pretty quickly, group number 4. So I just want to make you aware of this, and I just want you to know that with a little bit of naivete and also just not having been exposed to certain individuals, it also comes a little bit of a risk of normalizing behavior that you shouldn't accept. Now, here, the 2 of Voices is about deciding. Group number 4, you actually know your situation best. You are the one who has the best gut feeling about what is to come next. You're the one who knows the person you're dealing with best, or at least to the best degree possible, given how long your connection with this person has been. And the 2 of Voices shows that it is time to decide. Either you're going to allow them to truly express how they feel about you, or you are going to leave this connection. But we're not going to wait around for too long. You are either opening the door to truth, to understanding, to them being able to say to you what's going on, or we close that door, we walk through a different one, and we leave them behind. The 2 of Voices is about making up your mind and finally also speaking up and saying, hey, I'm not doing this situationship anymore. You deserve justice, group number 4. This being the next card that shows up is indicative of the fact that we have to return to a natural harmony and balance. The way the relationship is right now is kind of imbalanced, and we need to do something about it, group number 4. And the Justice card shows us here that how he feels about you is that you're kind of this person who is in a different league, and you're also just a person that makes him want to be more diplomatic, that makes him want to be more elegant, that makes him want to be more put together. Now, whether he'll be able to do it or not and actually express to you how he feels about you, we have yet to find out, but let's just say group number 4, within Justice and the 2 of Voices, there's no more playing around, okay? This connection needs to come to some sort of conclusion. And I see here within the broken ring that we've got parting of the ways in either romance or business. So I do see here for you very clearly, group number 4, that how they feel about you is this fear of the broken ring, of the parting romance. And sometimes when this shows up, what actually then happens is people propose really quickly or make sure that they end up in a relationship with someone because they feel like they are losing them. So the broken ring shows us here that we're kind of on the last straw. Either it's going to work or it's not going to work, group number 4. And either something drastic is going to happen, or things are just going to not continue as they were. So I just want you to know there is a lot of change coming with this person, and how they truly feel about you is going to be tested. Their true feelings are going to come to expression, and there is still a lot to come with this story. It's not finished here. And there's still some history that you will be making with the person you're currently thinking of as you're watching this reading and receiving this tarot card prediction. So because I don't want these readings to be crazy long here on YouTube, what I'll do is I will extend this reading, I will carry it onwards, get a few more bits and pieces of information for you. So if you would like that and you want to be in a more intimate setting where I can also talk about things that are kind of censored on YouTube, head on over to my Patreon, where you will be able to access the full uncensored version of this reading, including the extension I'm going to get into right now. And for all of my beautiful YouTube unicorn babies, you guys know nothing's ever going to change on this channel. There's always going to be readings on here for you, long ones, free ones, personalizable ones. And I hope that this one was inspiring and insightful and that it resonated. So for all of my beautiful babies of the zodiac, thank you so much for tuning into this reading, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions.